Oh, are we ready? Oh, I'm so sorry. Hi, I'm Heather, and I am here at Kuhn's Corner. Yay! We are going to learn how to do an arrangement today, or you're going to watch me do an arrangement today. I particularly just picked these flowers out because they were pretty, but I'm going to do an arrangement with some garden roses, some stocks, some antique hydrangeas, some dusty millers, some millet, aspidistra, seeded eucalyptus, and some curly willow. I also have these beautiful ranunculus. Aren't those cool? I mean, anemones. Aren't those cool? I thought they were kind of cool. So I'm just going to go ahead and make an arrangement. I don't know what I'm going to make. You're going to be as surprised as I am. But we're just going to go along with the story, okay? Have you ever done that? I know you have. I know you have. So I am going to start off with this curly willow. If you haven't noticed, I love curly willow. There are a few staples as being a designer that I love to use. One of them would be curly willow. Lily grass is an absolute must. You could braid that, you could weave that. Aspidistra is another one. And I love hydrangea just because I like girly stuff. Who doesn't like girly stuff? What are your favorite flowers? You could list them down below if you would like. I would love to hear them. And maybe I could work with them in the future. So I feel very inspired just to go along and make these little loops with this curly willow here. Kind of going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it could bend just like that broke. But don't worry, because we could use that for something else. Just not this arrangement. Okay, I'm going to do the same with this. You know what? Maybe I will make this come like this. Sometimes you just don't know what you're doing until you do it. And I find that with every custom design. Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. I know the flowers I'm going to use, but I don't know how I'm going to design them. This product is bind wire. I don't know about you, but I love bind wire. It could be paper covered in a natural color, or it could come green. And now it comes in blues from Oasis. I think that is really, really cool. I love anything that holds something together. I love it. I'm just going to draw this really tight throughout here. And I'm going to twist it. And I'm going to cut it off. So now I've made an armature that I'm going to stick my flowers through, as you can see. Like this. See, that one piece did come in handy. You never know. Another thing you can also use are rose stems. Rose stems become so hard. Even though I didn't bind this one together, I'm pretty sure it will stay right there. I think it will. So now I'm just going to base it with this beautiful antique hydrangea. Now, we got these in today, fresh from the other side of the world. Can you believe that? We're really excited about it. We have this color. We have blue, white, green, purples. The purples are so beautiful. But today I wanted to use this antique hydrangea. Oops, see, he didn't stay in there. But I'm going to make him stay in there, don't you worry. Now I'm going to fish this through to make it my base. See, now it's going to stay right in place. So I've made an armature with using this, and also we're going to use this little hydrangea right here, well, big hydrangea right here, to use it for an armature too. I have these beautiful, beautiful blush callas. You know, if we wanted these for a wedding, it would be hard to get them, I'm pretty sure. Don't we all feel that way? When you really want something, they're harder to get. I am going to use these beautiful callas. And the great thing about callas, you can massage the stem to get them to bend where you want them to bend. Like for instance, see how straight that one is? If I wanted to bend it, I'm just going to apply a little pressure right here at the neck. I'm going to go down. Well, he's not wanting to do that very well. He has a little bit more curvature in him. The same thing with this little guy. See how he bends? Callas can add value to any arrangement. And they're so pretty. They come in all sorts of different colors. They come in a dark, dark purple, white, yellow. The orange mango callas are beautiful for autumn. But I wanted to make something pink because between you and me, pink's my favorite color. So I seen these and I knew I had to make something with these. Now this size arrangement would be perfect for a desk, an end table, a reception area. And let me see. Let me add some of this. Look at this Dusty Miller. Now this comes in 10 stems a bunch, and this is just one stem. I thought that was amazing. You could get a lot done with that. So I'm just going to pull this apart because I want to use all these little pieces right here. Now notice there's a lot of this Dusty Miller that I'm not going to use in here because I just want touches of it. I don't want to fill my vase up with Dusty Miller. But I'm just going to do some touches of it. But you can definitely, if you buy it by the stem, if it looks that good, use it in many areas. You can, and this looks really pretty in a vase all by itself because it's soft. It softens any arrangement. If you think your arrangement is kind of stark and hard, adding Dusty Miller to it will soften any arrangement. Okay, that's probably enough on that end. I'm going to add some seeded eucalyptus coming off the side. As you grow in floral designing, you may have arrangements that are super simple for you to make, and then you may come across arrangements that are a little harder. You're going to normally gravitate to what is easy and simplest for you. But I want to encourage you to step outside your comfort zone. Step outside your comfort zone. Try something crazy. Try something different. And the best place to start is your backyard. My backyard has tons of foliages in it, and you can make an arrangement just by using those foliages. And especially if you have pine cones here, you can add pine cones to it and then add foliages to it. You don't necessarily have to go somewhere to get flowers. You can use anything in your backyard, and I'm going to say that for a very long time because I love those kind of arrangements. They last long, and then you won't need to purchase so much. You may only want to purchase, let's say, lilies one time, but you have plenty of greens that you can use that will help through that. So I'm just placing my seeded eucalyptus in this arrangement, adding it, accenting it, not filling it up. Kind of like a nice pair of earrings, you know, ladies, how we like to wear a nice pair of earrings. It just accentuates what we have going on. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to the other side. Now I'm going to add my other favorite green, aspidistra. This comes in variegated, and it could be growing in your yard. As a designer, I think one of the tools that I love the most above everything is my stapler. My stapler will help me manipulate and hold things together, kind of like that. It helps staple that leaf together, so it gives you, and if I go like this to there. And I'm just putting these in there. And there's tons of ways that you can staple these. And I always like to do about 3 on one side, 3 on one side, and some on the other. Now I'm going to go up through here. And of course, I'm short. So that's okay, because you wouldn't know that if I didn't tell you I was short. So you'd think, oh, you did that by yourself. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Now I'm going to add some garden roses. These are Juliet garden roses, David Austin garden roses. They're very, 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 very beautiful. The thing about garden roses and normal roses, your everyday roses will last a lot longer than garden roses, because garden roses are premium. They don't have a shelf life of very long. Regular roses do, but this will open up beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It just won't last as long as a regular rose. And I want to make these the focal point of my arrangement. So I'm putting them quite in the center. And these things have a lot of thorns on them. Growing up, I mean, I loved flowers. I would pick everybody's tulips all the way to school. I remember being in second grade and picking all the neighbors' tulips on the way home or on the way to school. And I can remember my teacher asking me where I got them from, and I said I picked them from people's yards. And she kind of scolded me, and then I never did it again. But I knew my love of flowers way back then when I was picking everybody's tulips. Flowers are a big point in my life, and I couldn't imagine what I would do if I didn't have them. I mean, I literally get excited every day when I come to work and I get to work with flowers. Even on Mother's Day and Valentine's Day, on those busy holidays, I still love to work with flowers. They're my favorite. And you know, Europe, when they get groceries, they get flowers. Americans don't really operate like that. And I don't know why that is, because I'll see them. I mean, I think of flowers, but as growing up, my mom never really bought flowers. I mean, when you have a lot of kids to feed, I guess that flowers aren't on your list. But all it takes is you to order flowers one time and you'll be hooked. You'll be hooked. They brighten your day. That is so true. I'm just taking off these guard petals that have protected this little rose. And use the stalk. Boy, I'm making a mess of my table today, but that's okay. And this is beautiful stock. It's kind of like mauve, a mauve color looking stock, you know, mauve and light blue. You know, remember when those were back? I might be dating myself, but back when those colors were really in, this color is gorgeous. So I'm just using this to accent that one side. Stock smells so good. But when stock starts to go bad, it smells like rotten cabbage. And that's the truth. If your stock smells like rotten cabbage, you probably have bad stock. Okay. He's not wanting to stand. See, I'm still having trouble with him. He's not wanting to stand up there. Okay, let me try one more. See, I could fuss with this for a while, I think. I think I messed up something, but I'm not quite sure. Just gotta put them in a different location. See, sometimes you'll have to go back and fix it. And I just want to make a disclaimer. I haven't had lunch yet. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe I need to eat lunch. But maybe it fixed itself. Or I fixed it. Okay. I think that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. I always like to design with odd numbers. I don't really care for even numbers because it makes it look like eyes or just makes it not pleasing to look at, overall look at when you're using even numbers as odd numbers. Okay. All right, now I want to use these beautiful anemones. Oh, they're so pretty. They're so pretty. Don't you love it when there's just pretty flowers to work with? When I go in the cooler, we get flowers here from Maine growers about 3 times a week, sometimes 4. And it's so nice to go in there, and especially when we have some beautiful things to have to see all of these things that have been cut. It just makes me want to design all day. So even though you're looking at that side, that is my back. So I'm not going to put tons and tons in the back as much as I am going to focus on this little front here, which you will see soon as I finish. I'll turn around and I'll show you. Okay. Have that right there, that right there. Let me see. I know I was supposed to use the millet. That's what this is. But I'm not quite sure where I would like to use that at. I had high hopes of using it. Let me think. Let me think. Because it's so pretty. The brown in this is kind of like a burgundy, which would tie it, which would ground it and tie it in, because I do have some in there. So let me see. It's a guessing game sometimes. You don't know. It's just like painting a picture. You don't know until you know. And I think this wouldn't be bad if I just stuck it straight up in the center. That would not be bad. So I think I'm going to try that and see what comes of it. Sometimes you don't know what you want to create, and then sometimes you do. But I think the burgundy in this is just so beautiful. When I'm putting this in here, I want to make sure that this line is pretty strong, because it is coming up out of the vase right here. So it has to be strong, because I don't want it to make it look like a mistake, if that makes sense to you. I don't want it to make it seem like a mistake. So And remember what I said, I like to have 3 or 5. Well, 3 is not going to work, so I'm going to have 5 of these little bad boys. Oh, I really like that. I didn't know if I would or not, but I really do. Now I'm just going to tidy this up. Make sure there's nothing bad sticking out of it, like this little guy right here. There. So I made this pretty strong. And I'm trying to get these all at a little bit different levels so it doesn't look like I just stuck a bunch in there. Sometimes you gotta move them around a little bit more. And like I say, I haven't ate, so sometimes you design way better when you eat. It's been a crazy morning. Okay, I think I'm liking this. I think I do. I just broke that. See, this is giving you the real life design mess. You break one, you put one in, you break one, you put one in. There, I love that. Now I'm not going to touch this anymore, right? Sometimes we could fiddle and make a mess and fix it, refix it. So now I'm just going to go through here, make sure I got everything. Now I'm going to show you my lovely design. Maybe, see, I'm still fiddling. Yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah, I kind of like that. So since I said I kind of like that, I would be done right now. I mean, I still want to touch these callas, I'm not going to lie, because some of them aren't exactly the way I would want them, but overall it looks good. I would definitely send this out because it's pretty. But as a designer, there's all these little tiny things that you can sit there a long time with one arrangement trying to fudge it because you want it to look its best, and you can't stop touching it. Hence, see, look, I can't stop touching them. Like, I want that to go this way. And this little guy, I don't know what he's doing up here, so let's just take him off. So now I am finished. I would walk away and you would be so pleased to get this, trust me. But this is what we have. It gives you a strong line through the center, but it also allows you to have movement going here with the curly willow going throughout. You can definitely relish each one of these flowers. You can see them visually. You can appreciate each one of these blooms. It's not overly stuffed, but it is pretty. Maybe I probably would have not put the stock in, maybe. But I already cut it, so I would use it. But I do like the stock. Maybe I would have done it a little bit differently. If I was sending it out, I probably would have took the stock out and did the stock a different way. But overall, it's still pretty. We can nitpick it all the time for a very long time, but it comes down to the customer loving flowers. That's all it comes down to. So try not to be so hard on yourself, as I was a little harder on myself today. But overall, this is a design I would be happy with sending out. I really would. So thank you so much for doing lunch with me. I appreciate it. And I'm going to get some lunch and maybe I'll design better afterwards. Anyways, thank you so much. And I hope you have a great day. See you next week.